It's time for another CGC unboxing. Stay tuned to see what I got back. Welcome back, comic book fans. This is Rusty again with Collector Auctions, and today I've got a small CGC unboxing for you. Now, don't get too excited. This is simply a reholder order that I put in, but I'm always a little scared about these. If they see something and books are damaged and that grade drops, that could be bad. So I'm excited about seeing what's in this box and see if the grade stayed the same. If nothing happened to it, it should stay the same. But I think I got special labels on this. I think I got custom labels on these as well. So that'll be kind of nice to add to the PC. But stay tuned for after the video. After this unboxing, because I've only got 2 books in here for CGC. I've also got a small comic book haul reveal from Heritage Auctions, one of my most recent orders I got back from them. And then I've got a Whatnot unboxing of something that's not quite a comic book, but still is very comic book related, and I think you'll like that too. So stay tuned for the rest of the video for that. But before we get into the unboxing of this right here from CGC, please hit that like button, slap the subscribe, and definitely hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on great comic book content like this each and every week, Mondays and Fridays at 10 a.m. All right, guys, enough of this chit-chat. Let's get into this box. All right, guys, so like I said, this is a CGC unboxing, but it is simply a reholder order. I sent in a couple of my books that I wanted to have reholdered. They were in older slabs, and I think I ordered, like I said before, custom labels on these if they are what I think they are. Now, this order went in with some of the CGC Signature Series orders that I've been putting in. I believe I got this one back about the same time I got that Adam Hughes and Bob Layton, those orders back in. This came in about the same time, or actually I probably put those in all at the same time, and to save on shipping I put them all in one box. And normally what I like to do is when I send in books for one order, I like to definitely do more than just the one order. I will send in a reholder like I did with these 2 books. And I pick up these books occasionally, mostly from Heritage Auctions. They're in older labels. And most of the time, I've never had any problem with it holding that grade. So I'm hoping that this will keep up that pattern, and I'm looking for the knife here, and that they will come out pretty good. So let's just get into the box and I'll show you what I ordered. Didn't take more than a couple months to get this back. Their turnaround times have been really good on things like this. And I've had this for a couple days, and I realize with the new policy that CGC has, if you've got any problems with your orders, you've got to let them know within 14 days, or else you just have to pay for it yourself. So I sat on this for a couple days, and I realized, oh, I better get this going. So we're doing the unboxing right now, and I'll show you this. This is a 2-book order. The small box, you see everything's bubble wrapped there, and much like all these smaller orders, they're bubble wrapped. There's my invoice, and 2 cardboard pieces, rubber band, and no sense in really watching the reveal for the grade because I already know what the grade is. The only reveal would be is if it dropped. Now, that would be bad. But let me show you the first one here. It is X-Men. Yeah, X-Men number 115. This is this Great Sauron cover by John Byrne. It is, and as you can see, I kept my 9.6. This is the way I ordered it. You guys know this is one of my books, one of my series that's a goals list. This is an ongoing thing. I'm working on a 9.6 or better run of the John Byrne X-Men from issue, I believe, 108 all the way up to 143, including the one issue that Dave Cochran did as well. And I had a couple of these back from Heritage Auctions. I'd picked up 9.6s at pretty good prices, but I wanted to get them into the new, with the new case. I didn't necessarily need the new label, but when I realized I had a couple of these books, so the second book's going to have the label as well, I went ahead and put it on there. And let me show you the new X-Men current label right now. If you can guys see it right there, is the Magneto label. This is from the X-Men #1, the Jim Lee illustration. Not so much of a fan of just being Magneto, but you can see the rest of the X-Men right there. It's not my favorite label. I did like the older label, which was from the cover of Giant Size X-Men #1, but this one's not bad. I've seen worse labels. I'll put it that way. So not bad. Kept my 9.6, so I got to be happy about that. And I'm doing pretty good on this. I think I'm around that 24 to 25 mark out of the 34 issues or so. And of the ones, I've got all the books now. I've got every one of the books. I just haven't gotten everything graded yet. So I'm still working on some of the ones that haven't been graded yet. And I do have some, I'd picked up some lesser grades over the last year or so. Some 9.2s, 9.4s as well. And it was more like placeholders than anything. Some of the, because I'm not just working on the John Byrne X-Men, I'm also working, I'm going to continue to go all the way down to issue 94 as well, including all those Dave Cochran issues. In the back here, I've got somewhere back there is behind me is X-Men 101. I got that as a 7.5. I'm not necessarily going to be looking to go buy a 9.6 on that. That's a one that I will probably have to work my way up to getting a raw that I will clean and press and get it up to a 9.8, or excuse me, 9.6 at the very least. But I will continue working on all these books. So when I say it's a John Byrne run, yes, that's the main goal. But the other thing is to get all the X-Men from 94 up to issue 143 graded at some point. And at a 9.6 or better. Some of those issues are pretty expensive, so we might be satisfied with that 7.5 I've got on 101. Anyway, the second one I've got is near the end of the John Byrne run. This is issue 142, the second part of Days of Future Past. And you've got this great Terry Alston cover. And as a kid, I never really paid attention. I thought all of these, for the most part, was by John Byrne. And it's a little hard to tell because Terry Alston does the inking over all of this John Byrne artwork. So I didn't really even think about it. I always thought this was just another John Byrne cover with Terry Alston inking, but no, this is a Terry Alston cover by himself there. And it's pretty cool. You've got the death of Wolverine, Storm, Colossus, and of course it's from an alternate future. But great issue, one of the most influential X-Men storylines of all time. And got another Magneto cover up there. Now I had a couple of extra books that needed labels, but, well, needed to be upgraded to be into new slabs, and I didn't really want to add, I think one of them was I want to say it was a Captain Marvel, Jim Starlin Captain Marvel, I don't know which issue, but that's one I need to upgrade to a new label, but I didn't, new case. But I don't necessarily need a custom label in that. So I held that one back for a future order, and I just sent in these two X-Men. These are the only two X-Men that I needed to get into new cases anyway. So I just went ahead and spent the extra $5 for each one of them to get this new label. And let's take a quick look at it here. I mean, this is one of those, I can see one little flaw right there, a little spine tick. And you have to wonder if that's the only thing. I mean, the back of the book right here could have used a little cleaning right there. But beautiful book. Glad to have this back in the PC. And we'll continue with this project. This is, like I said, part of the 2023 goals list. And not like I'd already picked these up, so I'd already knocked them off the list. But I do have raws of both of these still to clean and press as well, so I still have a chance to maybe add on to another 9.6 or maybe hopefully get another 9.8. That would be fantastic on any of these. So real happy with this. They look beautiful. All right, so since a video would be pretty short if I just did those two books for the CGC unboxing, I also have been sitting on some other books, doing some comic book hauls over the last few weeks, and my most recent order from Heritage Auctions, I shouldn't say order, I guess I should say a auction wins I got from them, were some pretty nice books, and definitely one of them was one that was a 2023 goals list item, and I did it in a big way. And let me just show it to you right here. It is Fantastic Four number 66. This is the beginning of the origin of Adam Warlock, him. He does not appear in this issue, but this is the beginning issue of the 2-issue storyline from the Beehive and the creation of Adam Warlock. And this is where the storyline gets. Everybody knows, if you've seen this on my channel before, you know this is my favorite Jack Kirby issue right here. It's one of my favorite covers from Jack Kirby. I don't know why. I mean, I've always been a Ben Grimm fan, and this cover has always been really striking to me, I guess, and love this issue. And I have a couple copies in my collection, and I've gotten, I believe, a 6 and a 6.5 on those. And so one of the goals for 2023 was to upgrade that. Now, I didn't have a specific grade in mind, but if you have been buying and watching in the market right now, a lot of these graded books, the prices have really dropped, and you can find bargains. I mean, I'm not going to say this is much under fair market value, which it was, by the way, but the market has dropped so much that fair market value right now was as much, I'll put it this way, a year ago, maybe even a year and a half ago, those 6s and 6.5s would have cost as much as what I paid for this right now. And so I'll be looking to go ahead and move those lesser books. They're still really good. I mean, 6 is a really good grade for this time period on these books like this, and a 6.5 is even better. But when I found this on Heritage, and I felt like it was a really good price, and I put in a good number and ended up winning it, and super happy to have that. I think, and plus it has white pages, and this is 1967. I mean, this literally came out right before I was born. It's got a cover date. It's from September of 1967, which means, what does that mean? Is it 3 months later or 3 months earlier that it came out? This didn't come out in September of 1967. I think it's a few months ahead of time. You guys, if you have any knowledge of when the books come out exactly like that, it would be good to know. But, I mean, honestly, this came out right before I was born, and I think it's in probably better shape than I am. But anyway, really happy to have this as a 8.0. That's another item off my goals list for 2023. I will be continuing to look for a really good copy of 67. Of course, that is the very first appearance. It's a cameo, but it is the very first appearance of Warlock. He was known as him at the time. And I've got a 5.0 in that, and I'm looking to upgrade that significantly as well. Now, it doesn't have to be an 8.0, but it would be better than the 5.0 that I currently have. And it's a really nice copy, by the way, that if anybody's, I'll have to show it off. If anybody's ever interested in that, let me know. It's got a little chunk missing from the back cover, but the rest of it is spectacular. In fact, you can't even hardly tell that there's a chunk missing from the back cover a little bit, because it's all very white. Well, kind of white, it's an old book, so it's got a little bit of tanning to it. But regardless, I'm rambling on this at this point right now. But let me show you the other book that I picked up at the same time off the same auction. And here I go again, dipping my foot back into this book right here. It is Avengers number, what did I say? Yeah, 55. I was going to give 56, but 55. And get this wonderful John Byrne artwork. You've got the new Masters of Evil taking on the Avengers. This is the very first appearance of Ultron. And huge John Buscema fan. I was much more of a fan when he had Tom Palmer inking him, but I digress. Once again, that's my favorite art team of all time. But these issues in the 50s were just spectacular. And I always loved this issue. You got the Melter, Radioactive Man, Whirlwind, Claws there, and they're being led by the Crimson Cow. Excuse me, I'm stumbling over those words. Who is revealed to be Ultron, and just great book. And I've had really good success picking these up off of Heritage in lesser condition. When I say lesser, it's not near mint. But I've been able to clean and press these things and get them up a lot. The last one I did on this, I got it all the way up to a 9.4. Now, I eventually sold that, and I still have I think I still have an 8.0 in my PC. But I'm taking a chance on this. This right here by Heritage was graded a Fine Plus. So I'm looking to hopefully get this up to an 8.5. It's got some, it looks like it's got some pressable defects, and I'm looking forward to getting that one into the shop. The damage, there, any spine ticks and everything over here, it's not very, I don't notice a lot of that, but what I see is some places like this that on top and the bottom that can definitely be pressed out, and I think that'll look really good. So taking a chance on these Heritage auction books like this. Love this book. It has a lot of surprising value, and it's a popular book. Like I said, first appearance of Ultron. All right, so the last thing I'm going to unbox is not a comic book, but it is very comic book related, and it's something I picked off of Whatnot, and it's right here in this package. Now, I've already opened it and taken a look, so technically it's already been unboxed, but I'm unboxing it for you right here. The fact is, I'm watching myself do this right now. It's even off camera. I don't even know why I bothered to do a real unboxing. But let me show you what I picked up right here. It is a print, a Catwoman print. And let me see if I can turn this so I can get away from the glare. And if you recognize this, I believe it was on one of the covers of Catwoman. This is by Suzumaka. Suzumaka? Is that how you say her name? Oh my God, I'm completely blanking right now. And I picked this up off of her stream, her Whatnot channel. She does, I think, shows once a week, Mondays or Sundays, I'm not sure. But I was on there and I happened to be watching her show, and they had prints. He had these foil prints, and you can say it's a foil print, and you can see it when you move it, all the jewels and everything. You can see it it's very glittery, and of course she's autographed it right here, and this is a limited print. I'm not sure, let me see if I can find the label. Yeah, 500 of these were signed and numbered. I think there's a number up here at the top. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, down here at the bottom corner, it's number 481 out of 500 of these. And this is somebody that I had a chance to see down in Charlotte last year at Heroes Con, and that was when she was blowing up. The artwork from the Catwoman covers, and I think of Harley Quinn. I'm not even sure what the issues were, but they were variants, they were super ratios, and it just blew up. And I remember going by the table and seeing the name, and I had no idea who this person was. I didn't know who she was. I didn't know what she looked like or anything like that. And I walked by, and there were two different women standing there, and I couldn't tell. Neither one of them were sitting there doing art or anything like that. So I had no idea who she was until afterwards I looked her up, and then I found out. It's like, okay, now I know which one it was, but I kind of regret. It's like, wow, it would have been neat to get an autograph at that time. And so when I stumbled onto her Whatnot channel, I was watching it, and these prints seem reasonably priced, and I'm a big fan of prints. You can see all the prints I've got up in the back of the wall here, and I change those out occasionally. I've got a portfolio of all kinds of, usually 11 by 17 prints. This one's a little bit smaller than that, so I'll have to definitely find a frame for this. But I like to be able to display these things, and rather than display comic books, I love doing these prints like this that are signed. And so I ended up picking up this print from her channel, and really happy with it. It's beautiful. And then I find out that she is going to be in Baltimore at Baltimore Heroes Con. You can tell I've got Charlotte on my brain right there. At the Baltimore Comic Con come this September. She's going to be there. So I do have a couple books pulled out for her to sign already. None of these super ratios or anything, but just some beautiful covers that I think I've got a Red Sonja cover, and I've got a Catwoman cover that I'm going to take to have her sign, hopefully. So anyway, super happy about this. I hope you enjoyed seeing this print right there. It's super nice. It's not a comic book, but you know, it was on a comic book. And so that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the CGC unboxing, the comic book haul from Heritage Auctions, and the print that I unboxed from Suzumaka. So let me know, what did you think about the books that I got? Are these books that are in your PC, and are you fans of these artists? Let me know by leaving me a comment in the comment section below. But that's it, as I said, for today. I'm out of here. If you guys are ever interested in any of the books that I show off on my channel, or anything else for that matter, just reach out to me at collectorauctions@yahoo.com or DM me on my Instagram account. And if you just want to see what books I've got for sale currently, check out my eBay page as well as my short box page. I've got a lot of slabs on there, and I'm sure you guys will find something there that you really like. And if you want to bundle and make a deal, definitely just reach out to me, like I said, at collectorauctions@yahoo.com or DM me on Instagram, as I said before. So that's it. I'm out of here. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I will see you for the next one. And remember, every comic has a story.